Can everyone hear me? Is this good? Mine's more of a reading, not quite as refined as Kevin there. Able to come up with things on the spot. Thanks again to Patty and Kevin and my mom for putting this all together. It's been a fantastic weekend so far. So, some of this may sound a little familiar from the ceremony. Here it goes. The story of my relationship with David begins, as many of you already know, and others likely expect, with closeness. His initial feelings of jealousy and apprehension about sharing the limelight, and more importantly, food, gave way to an immeasurable amount of care and compassion. My parents were lucky enough to capture several moments of us slowly falling in love when he joined me laying on the floor during my infancy as we gazed into each other's eyes. I followed closely in his footsteps throughout childhood, choosing the same favorite teachers, clothing style, art projects, and sports. The only exception seemed to be a few of our hobbies. I can remember breathing heavily through my respirator underneath our first childhood home with my dad as we made our way deeper into a crawl space, investigating the cause of our continuously sloping dining room floor. I felt the wood just above me shake as David slammed his foot down. Messed up yet again while practicing the piano as my mom patiently sat next to him on the bench, encouraging him to give it another go. Our age was the only thing that seemed to keep us apart, landing us in separate elementary schools, summer activities, and for the most part, love interests. Outside of these realms, we spent endless time growing up together, laughing, playing, exploring, and of course competing. David is still, to this day, one of the strongest and most passionate competitors I've ever known. This aspect of his personality was not unique to sports arena, though. His determination and commitment to being the best extended to his relationships with others, his schooling, and eventually his teaching career. Although he loved to jokingly declare, "Come on, I'm David Wood," after intercepting a sure touchdown pass in the Turkey Bowl game at Uncle Pete's, or sinking an impossible shot in horse. His underlying modesty is one of his most persistent attributes. He never boasted, lectured, or projected about his talents and successes, and he never expected me to be the same person that he was. He simply provided me with a clear, consistent example of what it meant to be an exceptional friend, cousin, brother, and now partner and husband. So we were lucky enough to play on 2 sports teams together in high school and spent a few summers painting houses and performing odd jobs around Tookie, our beloved hometown, which I'm sure, according to the Tobins, is a mythical mix of farmland and forest, where chickens and cows are the most respected citizens. David's strong belief in performing the highest possible quality of work and finishing what you started are values that shape my outlook on life to this day. We spent those summers squeezing in full work days between jumps in the river and lake, and the evenings peering over each other's shoulders as we shared the family computer for hours of video gaming, AOL instant messaging, and eventually Facebooking. It was during one of these evenings, the summer before beginning my freshman year at Bates, that I first saw Tina. David was pulling up pictures of his friends and soon-to-be housemates to see if I could recognize any of them from my blurry trips up to visit him. I boredly responded, nah, until he pulled up Tina's profile picture. She was dancing at Trisha's wedding. I leaned in for a closer look. Her smile, charisma, and energy seemed to just jump right off the screen. I'll never forget that moment because I remember staring at it and thinking to myself, wow, it's going to be so much fun when my sibling gets married. So my earliest memories of Tina are through a mist of haze and beer at 77 Nichols Street, the house David and Tina lived in with many other friends who are in the crowd here. She always seemed to be standing on top of something, like a chair, a cooler, a table, or maybe just someone else. She's always shouting instructions for the next round of games. So Tina and I hit it off right off the bat, oftentimes entirely independent of David, tearing around the campus together late night, dancing, howling, and just causing general chaos. I honestly don't even know what we were doing half the time, but it was pretty clear that we could really get each other on a roll. Much to David's dismay. There's something about that slow building, cackling belly laugh after a dreadfully delivered pun joke that just makes me want to keep egging her on. Or just concede and join her keel over laughter myself. Tina is a spark plug in its truest form. She immediately brought joy and spontaneity into our family, jumping headfirst into what could certainly be described as bizarre traditions like Star Island, the dynamics of open up and close up of the family lake house at Sunapee, our pre-meal family song ritual, and post-meal karaoke at our family friends, the Gordon Carl household. Although I guess it's not really karaoke and more just performance art and musical genius. When you jump into Tracy Chapman Fast Car, duet with someone you met 2 hours prior, and you clearly have no need for the lyrics as your eyes are closed for the entire performance. Fully engrossed with key changes and making sure the napkin roll microphone didn't stray too far to compromise the acoustics. During my childhood, I can remember scoffing and laughing off the question of whether or not I'd ever wanted a sister. It became pretty clear after just a few months of David and Tina's relationship that I now had one, whether I liked it or not. And it's ended up being one of the greatest things that has ever happened to me. It seems useless for me to stand up here and ramble on about how Tina makes my brother a better person. I think everyone here tonight knows, and we'll soon find out, that Tina makes us all better people. So I'm fortunate enough to have been surrounded by a multitude of loving, intelligent, and powerful women throughout the course of my life, including one of my best friends and beloved grandmother who missed this wonderful celebration by just a couple of weeks. I feel beyond grateful to be able to permanently add Tina's name to the top of that list. I've found myself moved to the brink of tears on several occasions when asked the simple small talk question of, what does your sister-in-law do for work? It's hard for me to contain my pride as I tell people that you not only use your superpowers for good, you use them to help people who are in the most dire need of comprehensive care from a knowledgeable and compassionate provider. I truly cannot describe to you how proud I am of the person you are, the work you do, and the passion you live your life with. I love watching the both of you as aunt and now officially uncle to a wonderful group of children that I'm just starting to get to know. Their love for you both is so clear and abundant. I think it's a wonderful testament to the exceptional parents I know you'll one day be. Your ability to laugh and love one another unconditionally is one of the best things I've ever witnessed and something I respect and cherish wholeheartedly. Despite getting it handed to me in golf and a variety of other long games so far, this weekend has already been special in so many ways. Let's make sure we all dance a little harder tonight for those who are with us in spirit for this beautiful occasion. I hope you all will meet me on the dance floor to continue the celebration of David and Tina, two people that are totally worth splitting a seam in your pants for.